I know we're almost out of time, but I did want to close out giving a shout out to some of the good documentaries. And, usually every year when the JFK anniversary comes around in November, you'll see a lot of television programs and new documentary films that come out around this time. And, a lot of them are crap and a lot of them take you on a 2-hour journey. And then they come back to, well, the Warren Commission was right. Oswald acted alone. Whatever. But this year, there is one that I thought was particularly good. And I don't know if you've seen it yet on Paramount Plus. There's a new film out, and I recommend it to everyone to go check it out. It's called JFK, What the Doctors Saw.
I haven't seen it yet. Can't wait.
Oh, let me give you a little taste. I'll give you a quick preview. They got all of the surviving doctors from Parkland Hospital who examined President Kennedy that fateful day. They got them back together again after 60 years to tell the world what they saw and why they believe it had to be, medically speaking. All of the evidence pointed to multiple gunmen, and it had to be, thus, a conspiracy.
You replay that day in your mind, and it never goes away.
Something has happened. Something, I repeat, has happened in the motorcade.
There has been an attempt on the life of President Kennedy.
We heard Kennedy had been shot and was being brought to the emergency room at Parkland Hospital.
You think, my goodness, I'm about to take care of the president.
What happened in Trauma Room 1 never came out, never became public.
I was there. I remember it in detail. It's etched in my memory forever.
We got the EKG machine in. There was just a straight line.
Straight line.
Straight line.
We thought that there was an entrance wound in the neck.
The Parkland doctors were a serious problem for the U.S. government.
And an exit wound in the back of the head.
Because they provided evidence that there was a shooter somewhere in the front.
In all probability, there was more than one shooter.
Everything changed as soon as JFK's body left Parkland Hospital.
When I saw the autopsy pictures, it made me very suspicious.
Certain people in our government tampered with critical evidence to make sure the American people would not know the truth about who murdered the president. And that's about as bad as it gets.
Someone told me you must never, ever say that that was an entrance wound again if you know what's good for you.
The Parkland doctors are telling us the truth, beyond any and all doubt.
They have not deviated from what they observed 60 years ago.
Will people feel that they have a better understanding of what actually happened? Absolutely.
Watched it last night, and it was really, really good.
That's good. I'm glad.
Yeah, it's great. Sorry, go ahead.
How long is it?
About 90 minutes.
Perfect.
Yeah. And it's, it's not too long. It'll hold your attention. I promise you that. And to me, there are no better witnesses than the doctors at Parkland Hospital, Yeah. And, Dr. McClelland wrote a great book. I think he's done a couple of books. A lot of them have been telling the truth for a long time. Mm-hmm. Others have been more circumspect and careful. And only now are they coming out and revealing things that they saw that day that they could not reveal until now, because as one of them just said, he was threatened. He said, you never, ever say anything other than the approved narrative if you know what's good for you. And only now are they finding the courage and the wherewithal to speak the truth before they shuffle off this mortal coil. And they wanted the truth to be known, because these men are getting up in years. I must say, they were looking good, though. These doctors are taking good care of themselves.
I was wondering how old that footage might be. I guess it's kind of new, but good for
brand
them.
New. Yeah, wow. Those interviews are brand new. They just made this new documentary of all the ones that have just come out. I like the History Channel 3-part documentary on Kennedy that is coming out this week. And there's another one, I think, on National Geographic that's also pretty good. But they're more about President Kennedy's life. not so much about his death. But, most of the documentaries you see every year about the assassination, at least those made by large corporations and mainstream media, they always come back to, well, the Warren Commission was right,
Yeah, and too many of them reviewing his life and presidency give lip service to his popularity, and he had a nice image and nice style, but he was an inconsequential president. So I want to hold up this book again, Battling Wall Street, The Kennedy Presidency by Donald Gibson, for the reasons aforementioned. This brand new book last year, America's Last President.
Yes, Monica's book. Loved that.
Yeah.
Very
What the
good.
world lost when it lost John F. Kennedy.
That's a great one.
But these two books show you what a very, very unique breath of fresh air, truly courageous, man that he was, and why we'll be America again when more of us do the same in our spheres and our little. And for bonus, this one by Jacob Hornberger, An Encounter with Evil, the Abraham Zapruder story. Not only does it give you the history of the Zapruder film, proving to my mind how it was tampered and edited to facilitate the official story of only 3 shots, but it's a great history of the national security state that got embedded after World War II, in whose clutches we remain today.
That's right. I love Jacob. And, Jacob is running for president again. By the way, folks, there are more options out there in the presidential race. He's running with the Libertarian Party.
Good for him. I didn't know that. That's wonderful.
Yes, it is. It's nice to have choices this year, isn't it? It doesn't have to be just Trump or Biden or even Bobby Kennedy. I'm on the Kennedy campaign. I'm always trying to convince people to vote for the guy. But if he's not your cup of tea, there are other options like Jacob Hornberger. There are some good libertarians in the race. We've also got Dr. Cornel West and Dr. Jill Stein, who are both in the race. Jill Stein just entered as a Green Party candidate. This will be her 3rd try for the White House.
Wouldn't it be great to see a debate between Kennedy, Jacob, Cornel West, and Jill Stein? That would be a great debate.
I think that just might happen, my friend. I'm working with freeandequalelections.org, and we have a big debate planned for early next year. It will be basically the voters will choose who they want to see debate through blockchain voting app.
Wow.
And the top 6 contenders, if they agree to debate, will meet on the debate stage, and that debate will be hosted by Jimmy Dore. So it'll get out to a huge audience on the alternative media, and we're launching, I'm actually part of this, Free and Equal TV, which will be broadcasting those across all social media platforms and basically every non-mainstream media platform. Hopefully C-SPAN or some network will carry it. They have in the past carried the Free and Equal debates. So I think 2024 is going to be one hell of an interesting election year. And hopefully they won't declare martial law and call off the elections. If they allow us to have an election, it's going to be a good one. Really.
freeandequalelections.org.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. And thank you so much for being our guest tonight on Strange Bedfellows. I so enjoyed this. I loved talking with you, my friend. It's great to finally meet. And I look forward to doing this again soon on your show or my show or whoever's show. I don't know if Rick will be joining us. But
to be negotiated.
Yes. Hopefully that apology will be forthcoming to you, sir. And it has been my pleasure to have you. And thank you so much for joining us. I wish you all the best. And thank you for sharing your wisdom with us tonight. Before we go, please tell people where they can find you once again and where they can get that book.
I will, Lori. Thank you very much for having me on. It's been a pleasure talking with you.
Thanks.
Keep up the great work, your great inspiring work. People can follow me at brucedetoris.com to find my book, to find TrineDay and all its other books, to find the 100-some podcast episodes I've helped Chris Milligan interview, 100 of his authors. Deep history books that challenge official history. That's TrineDay.
I love TrineDay. You guys have great books. Great stuff.
And yeah. And then also on my site, you'll find access to my TNT Radio show, brucedetourist.com.
Yeah, y'all check out his radio show. I'm a big fan of TNT. It's a great network. So many good hosts on TNT. It's where you can get the real news, and it's worldwide. Check it out at tntradio.com. What night of the week is your show on, or is it an afternoon show?
I am on, it's tntradio.live.
Live.
Live. I'm on Saturdays from 3 to 6, and you can find my page on that site and have all the playbacks. I have 3 guests every Saturday, and it's great.
Yeah, I've been a regular guest on TNT, and I look forward to doing your show as well. You have a very impressive lineup of guests that you've had on your show, and I really enjoy listening to it. So it was even better, though, to have you here so I could ask you my own questions tonight. And I had many, and we didn't even get to them all. 2 hours just flew by. Yeah. So thanks once again. We will continue this conversation. And next week, I did want to say a program note for those of you out there who are JFK buffs, or you're just interested in his life, his legacy, and his death. We are doing a lot of special programming this month on the Maverick News Network and on all of my channels. We're digging out some gems from our archives of past interviews with experts and authors on the JFK assassination. And all week at 9 p.m. Eastern, every night this week, we're going to have a new show for you, or an old show sometimes from the archives that maybe you haven't seen before, you might like to see again. So join us every night at 9 this week. And then next Saturday night, we'll be back with a live edition of Strange Bedfellows. And to conclude our JFK 60 coverage, our guest will be the esteemed historian and author of Oliver Stone's JFK Revisited screenplay and the accompanying book, James D'Eugenio. Our good friend Jim will be back here on Maverick News on Strange Bedfellows. So with that being said, thanks once again to Bruce. Thanks to my co-host Rick Walker, wherever you are. We love you, buddy. And we love you. Thanks so much for tuning in. We'll see you back here next Saturday night at 9 p.m. Peace. Good night, everybody.
In a universe full of ideas, we draw lightness from the dark to a place where opposites attract. Right meets left, positive touches negative, sparking an explosion of truth. Because politics makes strange bedfellows.
This has been a Maverick Multimedia production.